Last year saw EA Sports' FIFA franchise rebranding itself as EA Sports FC, and this year the series will be hoping to build on that new beginning with a solid sophomore outing. By its very nature, EA Sports FC 25 isn't going to reinvent the wheel, but there is still plenty of new stuff that it's bringing to the table. Ahead of its approaching release, here we're going to go over some key details that you should know about the game. Rush rules. We've spoken in the past about how FC 25 is replacing Volta with Rush, a new 5v5 mode, which is going to come with an entirely new set of rules. For starters, rather than a kickoff, each Rush game will begin with both teams rushing for a launched ball, while halftimes are eliminated in favor of continuous 7-minute matches. Ties now lead to a 2-minute, 20-second chunk of golden goal extra time, which will then lead to penalties if needed. In Rush, penalties will be one-on-one chances with a 10-second time limit rather than spot kicks. Rush in Career. Rush is going to make its way into every major mode in FC 25, and that, of course, includes Career Mode. How exactly will that work, though? Well, in Career Mode, Rush is going to be tied primarily to training. Your club will host monthly internal Rush matches, which will be your chance to advance and develop youth players. The side that wins will make greater developmental progress, so make sure to pay attention to those Rush games. Rush in Ultimate Team. In Ultimate Team, Rush will serve as a means for players to engage in some bite-sized multiplayer action for when you're not feeling up to playing a full 11v11 match. Ultimate Team Rush will task you with picking one player and forming a 5-a-side team with up to 3 friends, though you can also drop in solo if you wish. Competing in and winning Rush matches will earn you Rush points, which in turn will help you unlock rewards. And speaking of which, Rush points. Competing in and winning Rush events in Ultimate Team is how players will earn Rush points in FC 25, which will in turn help you finish a rotating set of weekly objectives. Hitting predefined tiers of Rush points will help you complete objectives, which in turn will help you unlock a variety of exclusive rewards. Rush in Clubs. Clubs will feature its own take on Rush. Similar to Ultimate Team, players will compete in multiplayer Rush matches with up to 3 friends, though 2 players playing together can also play a game with 2 AI teammates. Winning Rush matches in Clubs will earn you player rank points, while losing will have the opposite effect, with a higher player rank leading to better rewards. Meanwhile, each win will also earn you victory points, allowing your club to climb higher up the global leaderboards. Clubhouse. Let's stick with clubs a little while longer because there's more to talk about with this mode. Take for instance the new Clubhouse, which as its name suggests, will be a social hub for players to connect and interact with each other. The point here is to make the experience a much more social one, allowing you to physically see what other players are doing in a locker room style space as soon as you enter the mode. Facilities in Clubs. FC 25's Club mode is also introducing the concept of facilities, which is exactly what it sounds like. Different facilities will govern different aspects and activities within your club, from recruiting staff and your groundsmen to sports science, scouting, fitness, and much more. As you might imagine, different facilities will have varying effects on your club and your players in their development and coaching, with better facilities leading to more successful clubs. Relegations in Clubs. EA Sports FC 25 is also bringing back Relegations for Clubs mode. This is something that a good chunk of the player base has been hoping to see, and it's easy to see why, given how the stakes are instantly raised by the threat of relegation. Clubs that are particularly down in the dumps will have to participate in relegation battles, which are one-off matches at the end of a particularly bad run of form that will determine whether your club will survive the drop or be sent down to a lower division. Live start points and snapshots in Career. Live start points and snapshots are among the new features being introduced in this year's Career mode. In a nutshell, live start points will allow players to follow along with real-world results, and thanks to constant updates, you'll be able to jump in at any game week across 10 different leagues and 12 cup competitions, with real point tallies, injuries, transfers, form, and more being recreated. Snapshots will similarly recreate real-world scenarios across the course of a season with ongoing updates, allowing players to take their virtual action closer to the real thing. Origin Player Career Stories. Moving over to the player career side of things, EA Sports FC 25 is introducing Origin Stories. Your created player will have one of 3 different starting backgrounds, from a child prodigy with great expectations to live up to someone rising through the ranks from humble beginnings, to someone looking to make a grand comeback after recovering from a career-threatening injury. As you might imagine, each origin will bring its own unique challenges and opportunities. Player customization improvements. Player creation and customization are also expanding in FC25, thanks to a number of improvements and new features. New face customization options will allow you to sculpt every inch of your player's face thanks to the game's new cranium technology, while additional options will also include a variety of different accessories, tattoos, celebration animations, running styles, and more. Ultimate Team's enhanced matchday experience. Coming over to Ultimate Team, EA Sports FC25 is reinventing its matchday experience. For starters, there's a swanky, entirely new stadium that will serve as the venue for Ultimate Team games, while players can now also expect pre-match sequences in tunnels, changing rooms, and more. On top of that, the game will also feature new broadcast elements and sequences to further glow things up during games. Ultimate Team's cosmetic evolutions. Ultimate Team's cosmetic customization options are expanding as well, with player items being the primary beneficiaries. You will now be able to customize player items with new color options, added animations, a variety of sound effects, and even elements that tout your unique accomplishments within the game. Each player card can be evolved a total of 2 times, so dedicated players will have plenty to work through. FC25 Highlighter. New to this year's game is the FC25 Highlighter, which is essentially a theater mode. Available only on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, the Highlighter allows you to create, personalize, edit, and share gameplay clips. It'll be included in a new hub that will also include returning features like instant replay, match highlights, and match recap. PC requirements. Running FC25 on PC will require a decently powerful rig, especially on recommended settings. As per the game's Steam page on minimum settings, you'll require either a Ryzen 5 1600 or an i5 6600K, along with either an RX 570 or a GTX 1050 Ti, and 8GB of RAM. Meanwhile, recommended settings will require either a Ryzen 7 2700X or an i7 6700, along with either an RX 5600 XT or a GTX 1660 and 12GB of RAM. On either setting, you'll also need 100GB of free storage space. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.